Where the party at?
Not where the party at. You are so
Yeah, where
funny.
the party at?
The fam. What is up with the squad? It's such favorite team Uncle Tendencies in the building with Contacts Coleman himself. He's asking, where is the party at? Where's the party at, Coleman? What's happening? What's happening?
Party is in Greenville tonight. We'll talk about that. We'll say,
my goodness, Groovy, what's up?
Yeah. The last parties in Greenville. Parties in North Carolina with Duke. Party is at UCLA. The party is at TCU. That's where some partying tonight. Partying the party till you win the championship, and then you come on through.
I mean, dang, yeah, sound like it. What's going on, Coach?
Baskinomics has been messed up. Oh my goodness.
Baskinomics is interesting right now.
Pull over.
Definitely interesting right now.
Well, I text you that earlier because we talked about how does that affect other teams at large bid, and because of the Power 4 or 5, we'll say Power 4 plus 1, Big East honorary 5. You need the 1 seed and the 2 seed to make it to the championship game in the conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And so SEC got it done, Big 10 got that done, Big 12, ACC didn't, and Big East will get it done. So, but ACC, I'm gonna use political liberal. That's a disruptor in the Baskinomics of seedings. Yeah, 1 and the 3. A 3 can get there, but as far as now, it shifts some at-larges around, and it'll probably take the mid-major, some mid-major out probably. And go to the WNIT. And we can talk that later on. I know people are here for the Scars. I've been working on my remix.
Yeah, working on the remix. Yeah, and I'm looking at the bracket. You know, they say South Carolina the top overall seed. Virginia Tech is the first team out. Harvard, Dr. T, the last team in. Yeah, it's interesting. So, but they got the 1 seeds right now: South Carolina, UCLA, Texas, USC. How they had the bracket set up.
USC
and right now, yeah. South Carolina, Texas, UCLA, USC with UConn with the 2 seed.
Yeah, okay. I thought they left UCLA out and put USC, and that makes sense because USC beat UCLA twice, and then they giving UCLA as number 1 seed off the strength of them beating South Carolina. So that's their Baskinomics.
So right now in our bracket, it would be like Creighton, Georgia Tech, Alabama, Fairfield, Ohio State, Green Bay, Iowa, James Madison, Duke, Norfolk State, Vanderbilt, Indiana, TCU, and Southeast Louisiana. That's the bracket right now, as it stands.
Supposedly, that will be what we call a on the men's side a Duke bracket.
So the way it stands right now, if UConn gets past Texas, we could potentially see UConn to get to UCLA if they could beat USC again. We could potentially, get all our licks back on the way back to the Natty.
Well,
If
that
if other people take care of business, if
take
UConn
care of
takes care of
business, but you
business.
know there's always gonna be upsets.
Oh man, listen,
You
it's gonna be
know,
some upsets.
no,
So
Notre Dame
Notre
is
Dame
not gonna be a number one. They
right now,
went on
Notre
a
Dame is not a
skill,
number one seed. Right now, they have Notre Dame at a 2 seed in the same bracket
and
as
they
UCLA.
and they might be a 3 based on getting knocked out. They could slide to a 3. I don't want them to, but just based off their past 2 weeks of performance, they actually earned more of a 3 than a 2. I think 2 is more strength of schedule. They earn a 2 off the strength of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. All right, and then
but
yeah, interesting how these brackets are laying out right now. So one day this week we'll get you on the hot seat for the brackets. But I know we got some scorers of these games. So let's get to the scorers.
oh man. I gotta apologize to Kara Lawson tonight because I didn't think I didn't think they had it in them to get to the championship game. I gotta be honest. So I owe
I didn't
apology
either.
to Kara Law, and I say that. And so congrats. You should be proud of your program. But I didn't see that coming. They did not pass the eye test, the
We didn't
basketball
see that.
skill test. They didn't pass the consistency test all season. But only thing that matters is how well you playing this week in basketball. That really what comes
So I
when it
got a
all
question
comes
for you
in.
though. Does that say more about her? Does that say more about her program or more about the conference itself?
I think catching people at the right time. The conference. I don't want to see other teams are not bad.
Coach, come
You
on.
call me.
Coach, come on now. Come
Oh,
on.
did you hear the? Did you hear the?
I want the knife. I heard it.
Okay. The other team's slipping, man. They slipping.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm just looking at the conference, and I'm. It's like, this isn't really a knock on Duke, but when I'm looking at the ACC, maybe it's not like Notre
Florida
Dame
State
didn't have it
slipping.
as
North
locked up.
Carolina slipping a little bit. Notre Dame slipping.
Notre
They
Dame.
slipping
Notre
a
Dame.
little bit.
I had Notre Dame all season. They didn't have it as locked up as I thought. They slipped at terrible times, right? They slipped at terrible times, and then they slipped to NC State, and I thought, okay, well, shoot, NC State must have figured something out. Like they turned the corner, and I don't know that was the case.
I mean, they still earned their bids from the strength of their schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
State, NC State,
For
Florida
sure.
State, Notre Dame. But you were expecting for them to be in the champion circle, and it looks like they didn't get production in areas that they needed it. I felt they had the skills, but again, I'm gonna go back to harping on. You need someone like a Prosper and a Koval. Did I say your last name right? Is it Koval or Koval? Koval.
I
You need
believe.
them to produce a little more. We're not talking about. I'm not even talking about 10 points. You need to become an 8 and 4. Okay, in that position. That's an 8 and 4 based off the other production. And so when you don't get that, and they're not used to doing that, then you run into a game like this. Your extra points could have came from a place where they were used to doing it. So, and that's not a knock on Ivy's coaching, but how do you develop that as a habit
absolutely
from those positions?
How do you make that habit? Is a great point. That's absolutely a great point.
So
all right,
that's not anything derogatory about Ivy's coaching about the players. It's about as the coaching staff, how do you develop that for that to be a habit in that position? Rebounding, and because this game against Duke came down to rebounding, okay, and not allowing Duke to get second chance shots. If you go back and watch it, the shots, but because they were the aggressors, they were hunting.
Okay.
Duke was hunting. Okay. All right. Okay, that was my coach Bowman for that. So on that note, we're gonna talk about your double-digit scorers.
For Davis coming in
championship number 3, Duke against the number 1 seed in the ACC, North Carolina State, 62. Did a player go down for Duke? No, North Carolina State. Was that Jones that got hurt?
Who? I don't know.
North Carolina State, a player got hurt.
I don't know. Now, I saw Isaiah James go off like Willis Reed in the wheelchair and come back to the game.
Okay, she did a Willis Reed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't. I wasn't. I'm not exactly clear what happened. So they picked her up. They took her off the floor. I seen them wheel her away. They whisked her away. And in my spirit, I said, "She about to pull a Willis Reed." That's what I said. Seriously, I said it was some people that heard me. Tell them I said it. I said, "Oh, she about to pull a Willis Reed." And then I looked away. And I looked back, and she was back in the game. James Rivers and Jones got hurt. Yeah. So James,
Okay.
I don't know.
Thank you, Officer.
I saw Rivers still out there. And okay. So for those of y'all that watched the game, at the beginning of the game, the first thing that I saw, the first time that they went to the NC State game was them taking Sanaya Rivers' hair down. What was going on there? What was going on there? Does anybody know what the story was with that? Okay, if you know the story, I would like to know that. Let me know what happened to Zam. Zam hasn't been healthy all season. I seen her with the mask on. Even after the game, and I was saying take it off like the game is over, just because it seemed like it make your face hot. But I hope that they are all healthy for March Madness.
Your face hot.
Yeah, it just seemed like it just sucked on your face like that. I don't know. I never had to wear one, but it just seems like it would be irritating. But the game is over. And you guys are saying that y'all feel like Olivia Miles' stock went down. Notre Dame reached their peak already. They coming down for the peak at the worst time. Yeah, she was taking her hair now. Her dreads, 2-strand twist. Yeah, if you go back to the very first time that they flashed on her, they were doing her hair at the game. At the spoiled brat, you'll have to find the link, the video. Jones got hit in the face and placed in a mask. Okay, I said James was trying to do a Paul Pierce. Well, Paul Pierce only had to go to the bathroom though. We know that now. We know, like he told us, he told us, like he had to go to the bathroom. Zam got hit in the nose. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I hope it's not broken. But yeah, I don't know. Isaiah James, I don't know what Isaiah James's injury actually was, but like they picked her up and carried her off the floor. She was in the wheelchair and then back in the game. You was one. Okay. Yeah. At the very beginning, they were showing them taking her hair down and then they put it up in a ponytail, like taking the braids out, twist, whatever they are.
Man. That's a lot of. It was a lot
going on. I saw a lot today. That's a lot. I interrupted the scorers. 51 in the chat. Run them likes up for me and Coach.
So again, it was Duke 79, the third ranked in ACC tournament against number 1 ranked North Carolina State, ranked number 1 in the ACC. North Carolina 62, Duke 76. Go over to North Carolina State, came up short about 14 points. Rivers 16, Brooks 17. James, who was James the mask player? There goes that player with that mask again. Duke Blue Devils coming in action. Time for some action. Jackson 22 points. Richardson got a little bit richer. I'm gonna give her an honorary job with 9. Okinawa comes in with 22. She was ready for it all. That was your double-digit scorers for the ACC championship game. We're gonna go down to the Big 12. Big 12 championship number 2 in the Big 12. Baylor University Bears 59. Number 1 in the Big 12 tournament. TCU Horned Frogs. I told you I hurt my chest to get beat by a team that got the Horned Frogs in the mask. That's like a hybrid. Is that a real thing? A Horned Frog? Let me know. They had 64 points for Baylor University Bears. You have Andrews with 13. Felder had a good field for shooting today with 12. Vonleh, pass me the Vonleh. T-shirt had 20. Vonleh was laying it on the court with the shots, and she had 20 points. Let's go over to TCU. That player that got dunked on, okay, about 12 points. Van Lith was lit. She was litty with 20. Hunter was hunting down some points, came up with 11. Connor, I guess she conned the defense out, and she got 11 points out of it. And that is your double-digit scorers for the Big 12 championship of 2025. Moving on to the Big 10 championship, number 2, UCLA in 72. Number 1 in the Big Ten, USC 67, UCLA 72. They got the lick back when it matters in the championship game. Oh my goodness, hurt my heart. Over to USC, Kiki Arifin with 10, Juju on the beat with 29, and that wasn't enough to seal the deal for a third time. Third time, sometimes not the charm. Third time, sometimes is a harm, and you lose the game. It's tough to beat a team 3 or 4 times, but great competitive game for a championship game. Let's go over to the UCLA Bruins here, the Big Ten tournament champions for 2025. Betts was betting on herself with 17 bets, had the buckets with 17 points. Kiki was shooting. Kiki Rice with 13. Jones had basketball. Jones loving basketball for Jones with 13. That's your double-digit scorers for the Big Ten championship. And we're saving our last championship game for tonight because the Big Least plays their championship game tomorrow. We have number 2 in the SEC, Texas, 45. This was a BTA, all caps. SC, South Carolina was the number 1 seed, had 64-45, and I thought it was going to look a little bit more worse than this. As my grandmother said, I thought it was going to look worser. How that was real bad, wasn't it? Over to Texas, Hook 'em Horns.
Worser.
10-10, double club. Jones, Taylor Jones, 14. She looked a little Pillsbury-ish. Shout out to HDTV with that word there, that verbiage. Harmon, she was kind of getting knocked around the court a little bit in the first half, if you ask me. But Harmon wasn't horsing around with her shots, and she got about 14 for them. Let's go over to South Carolina. Kids Corilla comes up 1 rebound shy of a double-double, but she has double digits and 15 more than 9 rebounds. Fago with 11. Joyce Rolls-Royce Edwards with 11. And that is your double-digit scorers for your SEC championship game 2025. South Carolina Gamecocks. It was a sandstorm. It was a storm. The storm started from the tip. This has been Coach Coleman's NCAA Championship Week recap. Double-digit scorers. Oh, and sponsored by Wendy's. I said Wendy's. Wanda's Wigs. Wings and Wanda's. No bust downs. Get your fade right.
Get your fade right. That is hilarious. So what again? I mean, what a day of hoops, man. What a day of hoops. We got conference champions. We got conference champions. And next up is March Madness. March the Madness begins. March the Madness begins. What did you think about today's games? Did you get to watch them all? Or were you on
I did. I was, in my spiritual locations, had it on the phone. I ain't care. Had the earbud. He's like, yeah. Oh, they're like, he going at the wrong time. Like that ooh don't even go with the message that's being read. So
it's not going with the message being read, man. You are hilarious.
I was praising the basketball gods while I was spiritual. So yeah, let's look at Duke. Duke did a great job of controlling the tempo. They were intentional in their defensive schemes. They would jump out in a little bit of stunt, a little bit in a double team what they needed. I just thought they did a great job being aggressive. They came out aggressive on offense early, and you didn't see that from them a lot during the season. So that was surprising. They went and attacked in this game. So I don't know if they poked a hooper or that's just the maturity, the maturation process that Duke needed throughout the season. But seeing them go and attack the basket was something new for Duke. And then you see where Kara has grown up and has matured as a coach too, and making some adjustments and managing the game better. So you got to give credit to the players matured and the coaches and the coaching staff has matured. They made the necessary adjustments. They made, and even in the semifinal game, you got to give the staff credit. They made the adjustments. They made it hard for Hannah. They made it hard for Olivia, and they forced the other players to make big plays. And that's what it's about. If you can get the ball, if you're a team, if you're the opposing team, your goal is to get the ball out of the hot hand most of the time and force other players.
Yeah, you would hope so.
Huh?
You would hope so.
Yeah, that's your goal. And so when you're successful in that, that puts you in striking distance to win the game. But from the jump, though, Duke controlled the tempo, and I think they had the lead most of the game. That's what I was impressed about with that game.
I didn't see it coming at all. I didn't see it coming at all. I didn't have them on my bracket. Didn't have them in my dance card. They hadn't been invited to the. I'm just for real, and I've been saying it, and I said it earlier. I had to put some respect on Kara's name. On Duke stepping up as a team, their bench stepping up and playing with Fournier. Magnificent job. They stepped up and got it done when you're supposed to get it done. So I don't mind saying, hey,
hey.
I was wrong. What's up, Bree Wayne? Paris Milan, what's good? State has lead at halftime by 7.
Okay.
State who?
North Carolina State did? Okay. Because I thought Duke controlled most of that game. I thought. But thank you, Officer J, for that correction. Hey, Jeanne. What is the fragrance of the day, Jeanne? Put it in the chat for me. The men's fragrance and the women's fragrance. Come on, bless us with one. Bless us with one today, Jeanne. Please, bless us with your wisdom and your knowledge. So here, the second game that I knew was going to be a ghost game, Auntie, was is a rivalry. Not BYU, Baylor and TCU. That's Texas rivalry. So you knew that regardless, the post wasn't the factor. This game really came down to the last 4 possessions and how you execute. Because Baylor set out and played their game. They lost by 5. And so, but what put TCU over was Van Lith was hot. She had 20 points. You got to give her credit on this one. She had a very good, consistent Big 12 conference play. Van Lith, you got to give her flowers. It's very hard for me too because I know the basketball of it, but Van Lith showed up and did her part, and just like I guess redemption.
Redemption. I don't know, like redemption, but I mean, like, look, no, I've said it already. Like,
you had to go.
They won the tournament, but like, she's done enough to get her stock back up, right? She's done enough to get her stock back up. I have to give it to her. Like, she went to TCU and did exactly what she needed to do after the way she left out of LSU. Like, I had to give her that. My center is Kayali Vanilla 28. I don't know what y'all are wearing tonight.
That sounds like a meal and a drink.
Kayali
with the
Kayali Vanilla 28. I don't know if I'm even saying that right, but okay. Right. Kayali Vanilla 28. Kayali, you'll let me know. Is Vonleh from Colorado? I think Vonleh was at Colorado, right? What it do? LSU for life. I hope LSU meet TCU in the tournament. Are y'all set up like that in the bracket right now? No, right now in the bracket, like y'all set up to me like UCLA, Utah, Tennessee, Baylor, Florida State, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, Notre Dame. That's where y'all at right now, Lawrence. Unless it's changing. Okay. Kayali, okay.
Kayali, that sounds like the line from Rush Hour. So
all of the things it could be a line from Rush Hour.
Hey, Lee. So here's the thing. What I find interesting before we move on from the BYU, Baylor. I keep saying BYU, Baylor, and TCU is, check this out, fam. Is that player that got dunked on that really wasn't that much of an emphasis. There wasn't that much of a problem for Baylor in the game. They helped contain it to 12 points, but they couldn't do anything with Van Lith. And then Hunter and Connor chipping in with 11 apiece. that puts them over in that 5 point uh, point separation there. So again, this was anyone's game. It was a heated rivalry on a championship platform, and the bragging rights in Texas tonight goes to the Horned Frogs. That just hurt me with my chest. That hurt me with
Why?
my chest.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I gotta lose to a team with Horned Frogs. I just it's like Tigers, man. I feel disrespected. Anyway, so going to Big Ten, uh, Corey Close still had to sweat out her tracks, her extensions, because it was an intense game. But the last laugh for the Big Ten championship goes to UCLA Bruins. Here's what they did: they shut down the production from all the other supporting cast. They said They let Juju get hers. Kiki only did 10. They reduced the production of Kiki, and then they dared everybody else to go get some, and nobody was clicking all cylinders. And so that's the kind of strategy you can lose, you can win by it, or you can lose by it. So if you live with it, you gotta be if they're hot, right? So and they were not. Like Smith wasn't hitting, and other plays that usually chip in with consistently did not reach their per game percentage, and so it worked in the favor. That strategy worked in the favor of UCLA. So they seen each other 2.5 times. This is the third time, fourth time almost. So how much adjusting can you do? You know what I mean? I'm gonna know what you gonna do. You know what you gonna do. Look, I know what you came to do. You know what I mean? Like, right? You remember in college, when you played spades all the time and spades, and you play against a certain, you already know how they're gonna play the table. You ever experienced that?
Listen, so here's the thing. I'm not a spades player. We play dominoes, but I get
dominoes. So when you play in bones, you ever play against somebody like, and they always got that same style in on campus, and you like, I already know how they're gonna play the board.
Oh yeah. I already know.
Now,
and I know
game. This was so in that aspect, in Bones' aspect, is who gets to the finish line 1st. Mm-hmm. That's what this game was. And UCLA got to the finish line first because it was a 5-point loss for USC. So I don't think there was any slippage or drop off. I think it was just what you call a slight tweak that gave them an advantage. Especially when you see somebody it's time. It's like, oh, I gotta see you again. You gotta get tired. It gotta get boring, doesn't it? But back to you. What's your thoughts on that?
I think I don't know. I think no matter what happens, they're not gonna be a factor down the road. Right? Like, does that make sense? Like, I hate to say it, like, I don't expect a team from that conference to represent in the Final Four.
So you don't think UCLA or USC gonna get there? Okay.
Maybe USC. I mean, I had them both in my Final Four earlier, but then I'm like, I don't know. Let me look at the brackets again. Like, Notre Dame, LSU, Tennessee. That's a lot to have to come through. I don't know if UCLA gets through all of those teams to get. They'll beat up. Some of them will beat up each other. I guess they could be there. USC. Yeah, I think USC gets there. When I'm looking at their bracket, like Michigan probably will play them tough again. Mississippi State's not going to be much of a, Michigan State, Oklahoma, NC State. Yeah, USC gets there. UCLA though, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, down the back in their own conference, they played a lot of they squeaked by a lot of close games. So there's some chink in that armor. There's some holes in the system there. It's just it's just what it is. In the Big Ten, the teams they play were missing that player.
So I know LSU is confident about UCLA because they beat UCLA last year, even though this is a UCLA team that has Barker now, right? I know that LSU feels confident about UCLA. Notre Dame, I don't know if they should feel that confident about UCLA because of the size. I don't know how those bigs will do. But does Tennessee pose a problem with UCLA with the way they play basketball?
Um,
If their three ball is traveling,
so here's the thing. To me, I say no because
okay,
you rely too heavy on the shooting and you never have established any post presence all year. So my concern with Tennessee, we're talking about where your X's and O's are more of the factor because you're not running on fumes, but now you're what? It's your mind over matter, the fundamentals. It's a long season, so it's on execution. You're not going to out athleticize anybody because it's what win or go home. And so, what my area of concern for Tennessee would be they never really established a post presence to play it inside out. And if you watch in NCAA and the Big Dance, teams that go a little far, they have an inside out game. And what does the inside out game mean? You have some post presence. Now it challenges the defense. Your opponent has to make a choice how they're going to play that post player. What's that post player's tendency? And then how good are the perimeter shooters for the team that you're playing against? And so now it stretches your defense out. And then it also forces you how to what? Look at how you play help defense based on post presence or no post play. And so now my concern with Tennessee is you haven't done anything to open up the shooting lanes for your shooters. You haven't established even a presence of post or a thought of being more aggressive on them. They weren't aggressive in post play for me. And so that's not a knock on them. I'm just seeing what I've seen throughout watching them throughout the season. So they didn't establish that to even put that narrative in people's mind going into March Madness.
okay, I got you. I got you. That's a lot of pressure that they're gonna have to deal with. That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure that they're gonna have to deal with. And I don't know. For some reason, I think the Tennessee could be physical with bets, but we'll see. We'll see.
I think first half their press is effective. First half, I'll give them that. Now my thing is maybe you need to adjust to three quarters court, pick up half court, semi press, and what I would do in March Madness, I would drain the shot clock for my opponent. I would
Well,
shorten.
we getting ready to find out who Caldwell is, right? You ain't at Marshall no more. You ain't at Marshall no more. You at Rocky Top. So what kind of adjustments can you make? And this is what this is the thing, right? This is the time when you make adjustments. This is the time. So does she have something in her back pocket that she's been working on that she hasn't shown us yet? And she's just been relying on that she's been relying on this press? Yeah, Caldwell, who are you? You're not at Marshall no more.
I would still press, but I would press to shorten the shot clock, not to give up easy baskets. So I would adjust the press because that's still the personality. So you don't want to take the personality of your team, but I would pull the press back to three quarters court or half court so I can protect the rim. Because you don't want to take that defense because what the team knows is the defensive aggression. Now you just have to adjust the aggression and protect the rim. You want to protect the rim. So we'll see what the staff does at Tennessee.
Okay. All right.
Hands on the knees. Kelly Harper face Officer D. Davis.
Oh, I mean, we got coaches that are, it's an interesting time. We get ready to watch, we back to hire, fire. We hired, retired. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This we back to hire, fire. We back to fire. We back to resign.
Glad you made it home safe.
And we back to retire. Finally home. Greenville was lit. We the champs, baby, of the SEC. Westmore lost after taking that picture, attacking a player that's in the W. Yeah, I'm not glad that he lost after that. Because regardless of what he did, those ladies didn't do that, and his players didn't do that, and they were the ones that were on the floor. So if it's something that needs to happen to him, it needs to be something personal to him, not to his team. So I hope that they lost today just because they just didn't have enough to get it done. I hope it wasn't anything about West, but Westmore, do they need you here anymore?
No.
Right. So That's more of my question about that kind of stuff. Like, do we need you here? Do they need you here anymore? But at the same time, Zam and Zoe, like this is an interesting time. Like people have to make some decisions. It's like I feel like a lot of players have that Jeopardy clock playing in their head. Doo, 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 doo. Like I'm looking at Sarah Williams. So
Final Jeopardy.
yeah, like you have Marissa Mosley has retired. I mean, not retired. She resigned, right? Now, this is interesting to me that she resigned right after they lost out the Big Ten, but still got a chance to go to the WNIT. Why not finish it out? Why not, if they go to the WNIT, finish it out and then walk away? Why have them name an interim right now?
Well, obviously there were some that seems or that implicates there's some forced mutual agreement and allowing her to resign when you have that. And I'm sharing from experience.
Okay.
And so therefore, it is in the best benefit to go that route.
Resign and keep your unemployment, fight and see what happened, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. And sometimes you do it because you have some coaches that put the players 1st. Sometimes you do it for the sanity or the sanctity, for the peace of your team, because they're going into the playoffs and all the emotions and stuff like that. So we don't know. That just usually gives us some signs of some other behind closed doors in the office stuff that ironed out, and that was the best solution for that situation.
I guess what's interesting for me is, when do you decide that we need to mutually part ways, whether that's a coach or even a player, right? Like you listen to, and we got a lot more insight into Mylase's first year at South Carolina, some of the hard conversations that they had to have. And, Don talked about, I had to have conversations about why she's not playing, why she's not starting, why she's not, right? And there's tears involved, and there's a lot of, but they also talked about like the affirmations after practice and pouring back into a kid and building them back up. What is that balance between, okay, yeah, we're trusting the process, and hey, this process is failing, right? Like, and then as a player, like, who the hell do you trust to help you make that decision? That's a heavy decision. It seems like to have to make as you are, looking at all of this stuff. So
hopefully as the young adults, because the young adults are easy influence. I've been there. I remember how it was easy to impress me and impress my emotions. When I say be impressed, being impressed emotionally and mentally. I could think about, in my 20s, in early teens and 20s, and even my early 30s, how I could be easily impressed because I'm still trying to develop my philosophy in life and how I guide my life. And so hopefully for these young adults, there is some sound, and I'm gonna say this, some sound and unselfish adults that have their best interests in mind, and that's hard to come by, and that will lead them to it. And then hopefully there's a unselfish enough coach to say, you know what, the program is not benefit you. We tried it, it's not working. We need to get you in a position because you have eligibility, you have time. I want to get you somewhere where you'll be able to be successful and you'll be able to grow. I thought I was able to do it, but I'm not able to meet your needs. And so I don't know how many coaches do that, but I think the best thing is, as a coach, you recruited someone with high hopes, but when it comes out as not a fit, hopefully you have the courage enough to say, we need to move you somewhere. I don't want you to go, but you need to go so you can find that success.
Coach, that sounds like it's not you, it's us. That's what it sounds like. You set the kid down and say, hey, you know what? We tried it. It's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me. If I was doing something different, we could do something different like that. That's a heck of a conversation I have to have with a kid after you tell them to come, right? Like you recruit them there and say, this is what we're going to do. And then to get them there. Like,
some things happen like that, don't they?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not. I'm not putting any fluff in it. I'm thinking that I can coach this type of person out, and then it comes out, oh, I can't. I thought I could.
It's not fitting with what else we have here. Whatever that situation is, it's just a hard conversation to have on either side. Nate, I did say Olivia should stay in with one more year. Okay, so you see, maybe she needs another year. Okay, Nate, I feel that. Yeah. Run them likes up, Nate. Nate, I appreciate you reaching out too. Hey man, I would love to figure out another way to partner with you. So, hit me up. I'm sorry that request, that one didn't work out. But let's figure something out. Yeah, Zam. So Zam got work to do, right?
Right.
Definitely got some work to do. But here's the thing. Part of what's going on with Zam is just that she just didn't have enough time. She didn't have enough time. Zam, it seems like, if I remember correctly, spent a great part of this season just injured. And so as a freshman, that's got to be tough. Like, we look at Maddie, with just Maddie missing just those couple of weeks with the concussion, how that stunted her development in a lot of areas, right? So for Zam, I can only imagine. Yeah, she probably did look like she didn't know some of the plays, and she probably didn't look as comfortable with some of the other freshmen that are playing basketball right now. But that's because she just didn't play a lot of basketball this year. But don't give up on
Right.
Zam. Sam Jones
Right.
is a goddamn star. Sam Jones is going to be a star in this league. Just let her get healthy and let her get her sea legs. Is that what you call them, sea legs? Yeah. What regions play against each other in the Final Four? Region 1 is going to play against Region 4. Region 2 is going to play against Region 3 to see who goes to play against each other. Yeah, so the champ from Region 1 will play Region 4. Region 2 will play Region 3. Thank you for it, Brad.
Yeah, Zam gonna be a star. She's gonna be a star.
Miles needs to get up with Pow to see who up there with her defense. Don't do that. Don't do that, Officer T. Davis.
Officer T. Davis.
You know who helped Pow with her defense.
Been Mr. Hugh, Officer T.
Yeah, glad you're back in the chat, fam. So yeah, as a player, a lot to think about. And then you look at, like I said, Marissa Mosley. She's resigned, right? Before we even know if we're going to the WNIT. But then you have a Sarah Williams, who is a Big Ten team, right? And
to the
a team member.
To the portal.
And then she's also the Defensive Player of the Year last year for the Big Ten. But she's also a senior, right? So it's hard to transfer. Like, to me, it's just difficult to transfer into a brand new program as a senior. I feel like you need at least 2 years unless you go into someplace that like needs you or is similar to the system that you've been playing in. So,
well, I mean, she really at this point would need a senior. The way that situation's shaking out, I think can do a senior and a grad year, and if the program needs her in that, I think that'll be helpful for her to take those 2 years and not rush into it. So she'll have a higher draft. So if she does those two, I think she'll have a higher draft pick if she waited it out a little bit. Let me see. What is Juju's year coming out? Let me take that back. I want to.
Juju's gonna come out at 27 with Lay and Hannah and all of them.
Right. So this is 2025. Yeah. So now you might just want to do the 1 year.
You know what I mean? She's a big. Now she's a big.
Yeah. This
is the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Like, she's a big. She seems to have wanted to pattern her game after A'ja Wilson. She has size. She has a foundation that can be worked with, but I just don't know that it's been developed at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And then it's like, dang, does she have enough time to develop to she was a Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Okay.
So to that point, take the senior year and the grad year, Auntie. That will be a suggestion.
Let me tell you her. Let me see if I could tell you her size.
And with the coach, I mean, that's tough being a black coach in Wisconsin as it is. So.
Well, and then I know that this player went to play for that black coach in Wisconsin, right? So this is a 6'4" junior out of Brooklyn, New York.
Right.
So, but she averages 19 points, 9.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and she shoots 49% from the floor.
Yeah, I could see her staying in the Big Ten or trend, but I think it will be beneficial because unless you trust as the interim coach, but in that situation, I think a fresh start would be more advantageous for her.
Well, yeah, because my concern here was that you haven't been developed in 3 years, honey. Right. So I'd already been wondering what was going on with her and was saying that, it was kind of too late for her to do something because she didn't get out last year. And then now to have the coach resign is like, This might be your second chance. Your second chance. The portal is open the second time, honey. Get in there.
To the portal.
Yeah.
The portal. Right.
Doom,
Talking
doom,
about
doom,
the
doom.
portal.
They had Booker overlay. I wonder how they feel now. Oh, I would be embarrassed if I was a projected 2 pick and getting benched because you're a defensive liability.
Dang. That's heavy. That was a loaded potato, Officer T. That was loaded. You just come in and get heavy hitters.
She didn't get benched for defensive liability. Wasn't her ankle hurting or something?
We'll go with that story.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
We'll go with that story. She did that. Pause. My ankle. Look, it's not even ankle.
My ankle. Yeah.
Prophet was replacing with Prophet for defense. Prosper or Prophet? Talking about Ivy Neal at Notre Dame, Officer T? Is that what you're doing? Is that you referring to Ivy, the coach Ivy at Notre Dame?
Officer.
Okay. Okay.
She don't trust her defense? Really? What do you think about that? Not trusting her defense.
Yeah, that's why they play a matchup zone most of the time. Notre Dame plays a matchup zone-ish, amoeba-ish defense because obviously you don't trust the man-to-man, and so sometimes you gotta be able to win some games in man-to-man defense, player-to-player defense, one-on. So while you're doing that, we did not. I know you've been breaking it down. You did Gamecocks with us, but and I watched 3 times Texas game in South Carolina, and it in the first quarter starts out slow. It's just a feeler, and then and the famous word of Auntie, here come laying them. By the second quarter,
here come Landon. Exactly.
Here's the thing: defensively, South Carolina disrupted the ball handlers. And here's the thing: I don't think people realize Texas doesn't have great guard. I mean, as far as facilitators, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have great facilitators. They have players that can handle the ball for them. And so when you disrupt that and make their decision making harder or challenging, and you speed up the decision making, thus you have some missed passes. And then they also did a great job in what? Kind of doubling down, being straight up, being disciplined against the post early, frustrating them. So you get that rhythm and you frustrate the post early. Then they resort to what? Poor shot selection, what you saw, rushed shots. In every game, what you see South Carolina do, they intentionally try to rush up, hurry up teams to go into rush shots. If you pay attention to that, so on the defensive side, South Carolina focused on that. Bree did a great job of understanding assignment. With the defensive assignment that she had, it's like, oh, you talking to me? You talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
You talking to me? Like, so she came with that. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I'm working with. Pause. Like that. Like, you talking to me? Huh? What you say?
What you say is you talking to me. What you say is you talking to me.
You know how you in the screen, you like, huh? You hit the huh? What?
Me, homie? Me? Yeah, not me.
And Texas played for most of the first quarter, and then second quarter they couldn't find a rhythm again. that's due to South Carolina's smothering defense and making it hard for the decision making. So when you take out the decision maker, the ball handlers, and you take out the court vision, that's what defense does. They take away the court vision where it shortens your options, your offensive options. Now you go into options that you don't usually do to score for you. And then Old Acres showed that she was tired. You playing back to back. Oh,
But he was playing back to back though, coach.
but no, I'm talking about Old Acre, wasn't it? Never was in basketball conditioning, and so he played. And then Booker couldn't focus to the ficus. They had them long tree branches out there. Wait, boom! I can't see. I can't see. You know, so yeah. What they say on Harlem Nights? Don't take this personal, and no disrespect to anybody that has that, but I had to recite that line that way in Harlem Nights. I ain't throwing the game. I'm throwing you under the game, okay?
Not under the game.
So for Texas, BTA showed up. They had a condition called BTA tonight for Texas. So and Vic was looking red, fresh out of the salon.
Hey, Vic was very frustrated.
Yeah,
Vic was very frustrated.
Well, because they thought they thought they had it figured out from their last one. They thought they had it figured out.
And he was still very frustrated at the end of the game, talking about the type of crowd, all of that, like where it was located, all of that. Like, Vic, it's an L, buddy. Go back to the drawing board.
Right.
Go back to the drawing board. Because like Don said, if the game is in Mississippi, if it's in Timbuktu, no matter where it's at, the fans is coming. Y'all gonna be mad. They coming. Everybody got opportunity to buy a ticket. They coming.
But that's that good old boy approach. That's what you call it, that good old boy network approach. Let me try to pull my card, see if I can get any strategic advantage. It's old school. It's old school wiggity whack with Vic. So Vic get on my nerve with that subliminal entitlement comments.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a few people to get away with it though.
Huh?
I think it's a few people that get away with that though.
Oh, for sure. I'm just naming this because based on the matchup tonight, I'm talking about Coach Vic.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but I mean, just in the SEC period, when it comes to Don, they all get that. They all get a chance to kind of do that. I think.
Oh my! She has McDonald's and
McDonald's all American, like that, right? All that. Yeah, they get to do the whining. When he took off his coat, he had no answer.
Oh man! In that moment, he knew it was over.
You could tell when he turned off the lights. You could tell when he turned off the lights. Not common sense and make him look crazy. Vic, please.
I don't think Vic wanted to come back to the SEC.
I mean, he could have looked for another. He could look for another job.
Right.
He could look for another job. I mean, this is 0-5 against Don now. This is 0-5 against Don now.
I mean, it's the changing of the times, brother.
Yeah, you gotta make adjustments. You gotta be able to make adjustments. But I mean, and he recruited Madison knowing that he was bringing her into the SEC.
You knew that, but he had that look today in the game. I thought a booty tap. That's how he was looking.
Hey man, he thought he saw something.
I thought I saw a game.
He thought he saw something.
He was confused. He wanted that Texas money. Yeah, man, it's his retirement. Kush, yeah. Yeah, Texas need another crunk girl. You're right. Texas need another scorer. They do. That's not scared to shoot a three. Uh, yeah, he didn't want to face the. Hey, Vic faced the day of the dawn today. You see how I did that the day of the dawn.
Not the day of the dawns.
Man, so you know what it was? That win was fool's gold. That regular season win, that was fool's gold for it. They thought they had it. I'm telling you, I'm sticking on that philosophy. He had that false confidence, that FC. It was false confidence. Uh,
You think it was false confidence or
I
hope?
think so. They beat him.
False confidence or hope. Might have been a
Hey,
little hope.
okay.
Might have been a little hope. Might have been a
They
little
believe
hope.
they could fly.
That's what I would
They
say.
believe-
That's what I would say. Might have been a little hope.
Hey, they believe they could fly. They believe they could touch the sky, spread their wings and fly away. They thought they could soar. They saw themselves running through the open door for the trophy. I don't know.
I think they thought that they were going to show it better. I think that they thought that they were going to show it better. But they
Yeah,
had poked the bear. So I don't know that Madison realized that she poked the bear when she was talking to Breezy, talking about you can't guard me.
That's what I'm saying. You have no idea. It's levels to it. With that rap song. It's levels to this, son.
It was like, yo, I wasn't even okay. That's what time you on? That's the time we
Okay.
on? Okay.
I
Well, it's the
believe it.
time. That's the time we on then. You okay, you got the right one. I got time today. That was it. Yeah, she popped off a lot in Texas. She popped off a lot in Texas.
And y'all only won by like how many points?
4.
4. It's win is a win, but you popping off like you drug, like you just got drugged in the championship game. You never had a lead.
No, she didn't. She didn't shoot well any of the games.
So
now she just got popped today.
So, but I'm going back to this. Vic never intended being back in the SEC. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
He didn't intend to, but he knew. Like he knew in enough time to be able to recruit. Like how many years did they know before that they were coming back? Was it 2 or 3 years that they knew?
2 or 3 years, yeah.
So he knew, bro. You got to go. Like I said, you went out and recruited Madison, put something with her to be ready for the SEC, or find you a job in another. You Vic Schaefer. You could have got a job in another conference if you wanted to.
Another Big 12 team, Big 10. But I think he's from that area though.
2 years, okay. I don't know where Vic from. He may be. I'm not sure. I don't want to tell no lies on Vic.
Yeah, I think he's from that Texas or somewhere in Mississippi, from that redneck heaven type of ish.
I mean, and he may be. I don't know. I don't know much about Vic Schaefer other than we've seen him. Plenty
where
of
they
times.
go fishing and mudding. They go fishing and mudding.
State in Texas. I don't know where else besides them two. Booker had like 10 points. Booker ended up with a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds. But it wasn't a double-double type of game. Like she had 2 points for a great deal of the game until maybe late into the third, early fourth quarter.
Right. Where it was all wrapped. It was wrapped up by then, pretty much.
Yeah, we knew how this thing was going by the time that happened.
Man, so that's what I saw in the game. It really Texas never really got going offensively, and South Carolina said, "Don't believe us, just watch." They kind of scored it well, and it was only had 3 double-digit score reverse for South Carolina, but everything else was well balanced meal. Okay, for them, so everyone chipped in. Of course, they say they chipped in. What they say? Collection plate, fool. Money.
It was a great team win. It was a great team win. It was a great team.
I believe the Gamecocks are the future. Teach them well and let them win the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
One game at a time now. National championship on the line. Time to go defend. we got work to do now. So
Yeah.
no, we off till Selection Sunday. We'll be, I'm sure, breaking down brackets, teams, potential matchups, news as this stuff starts to come together, getting ready to wrap this thing up. Coach, what you got before we get ready to get out of here?
Man, it is championship week. We got some championship
Oh,
games.
hold on.
Lenny
Mr.
lately.
Mr. On location. Mr. On location.
Yeah.
Here come on location. Here come on location. What's going on location? Still checking in. Do you guys think we did enough to be the number one seed? Look like we are the number one seed now.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on location here.
I mean, with strength of
I'm not
schedule.
talking. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking to you about Oldacre. I'm not talking to you about that. I responded back to you. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking to you about Oldacre. I'm talking to you about Old Acres. That's what I'm talking to you about. Don't skip over the topic. We talking about Old Acres, homie. Yeah. Let's talk about Old Acres because he the only one. He the only one been in here. He the only one been in here talking about she wasn't gonna be able to do much. He was the only one that did not believe that Old Acres was not gonna be able to keep up
Oh,
the work when
he
our
thought
bids.
Old Acre was gonna get loose.
Well, yeah, no. He the only one. Yeah. He the one. Long Acres. He's been the only one.
Mr.
Everybody been like, so he calls it Long Acres. 17 minutes, 1 of 3, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, 1 foul, 2 points. What happened to Kyla Oldacre today? What happened?
She was introduced to defense.
Well, remember we could. Okay, you thought she didn't get enough touches today. Okay, that's what I want to know. Well, so I thought. Well, you thought she didn't get enough touches today. We'll take that.
Well, you got to get up the court to get a touch. You got to get into the play.
Now, you say they shut her down. We did shut her down today. She did not get loose. She didn't get loose at all. But was that Fagan? Was that Chloe? Was that a combination of both? Was that Joyce? What was that? Or was that when I'm looking at the numbers? Was that Vic not trusting his bench? I don't remember Madison. Like Madison played 36 minutes. Taylor played 24. Rory played 35. Holly played 27. Jack played 21. Brianna Preston played 18 minutes. To me, Brianna Preston should have been on the floor more. She's pressure on defense. How many shots did she get? 3. 3, Mr. Oldacres. Combination. No, Oldacre don't look like Jonquel Jones. Who was it? Who was it today? Okay, we was in the thing. This is what they said. You know who they said, and it's the truth. You know who Kyla Oldacre remind me of? Let me see if you can guess.
Oh.
Rerun? No, not rerun. D. Rod's little sister. She looked like D.
D? Oh, I thought you were going to say Shirley. I thought you were going to say Shirley.
Hell no. She looked like D. Thomas. She looked like a grown-up D. Thomas, damn it. And she do kind of look favorite D. Thomas. I was like, in a way, she do. Yeah, I don't know. You gonna say rerun?
I see that the dark complected look, and then you used to say the dark complected.
It's right in here. It's right in here. No, it don't have nothing to do with the complexion. It's right here, and it's the way D look when she telling on rods. It's only when she's telling on. It's right when she about to tell mama. Do you hear me? It's right when she about to tell mama.
Vic need to stop wearing them jackets. He need to stop wearing the suit, man. Vic will retire before he stop wearing that suit. They couldn't pass it to Long Acres because we were packing the paint. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what we didn't do before.
And beat you on the jump shot.
That's what we didn't do before. So yeah, there's that. there's that. But yeah, I have been waiting on Mr. Longacres to get in here. I knew I knew Mr. Longacres was coming around for
Oh my goodness.
for that. That was surprising to me. That was surprising to me. Justice Carlton, but there was a player on their team that played the last time that didn't play this. That hasn't played the last 2 times we played, I believe. What is her name?
You wonder what time they play?
Yeah, Jack played. What's her name? When she hit the floor, she was ready to go. Aaliyah Moore. Aaliyah Moore didn't play the last 2 games, so I don't know.
Okay.
I think she's out with injury. I don't know if that would have made a difference in the game for them when she played the last time. She was like 2 of 9, 4 points, but she did have like 4 rebounds and is still on the block. So I don't know if she could have helped. You can see that, but you still see John Quill. Y'all see John Quill?
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Longacres.
Wow.
Y'all still see John Quill? Okay. Hey, I wonder if we could do something with Longacres and moonshots.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, Longacres and moonshots. Think about it. Think on it. Yeah. So I don't know. Leah Moore, I thought that we would see her today, but I guess she is out injured. So there's that. I don't know if she'll be back for March, but something to consider. That was one player that did not play for them that played the first time. So now that Mr. Longacres got in here, also Texas Longhorns are the worst 3-point shooting team in the top 10. Really? Interesting fact. Well, I guess so. Because, like, who shoots threes? But they don't shoot a ton of threes either. They only shot 5 threes the first time we played them. And I think they shot about 12% from 3 this time. I don't know that they have, like, a sniper or 3-point shooter on their team. I can't think of. I think Holly Preston took some threes. Holly took some threes the first game. Longacres and moonshots. Oh man. Longacres. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, they hit that ball for miles and miles and miles. The perimeter shot is non-existent. Fagenstock way up. Fagenstock is way up. We didn't talk about that.
Hitting that midi. Did you see it?
Did you see it? It's crisp too. It's a crisp. That net snap. I like when that net.
Yeah, it's not like she forcing it. You could tell she put some time in on it. You know.
No. Chloe took a jumper today, and I was like, Chloe, the way her body looked, I'm like, I don't know if that's going in. It was bottom of the net. It was bottom of the net. I'm like, Chloe, and it looked like it was awkward because of how close the player was to her. She was trying to get it off and probably not, you know what I'm saying, not get it blocked. But I think she might have got a little fouled on that one. But I mean, Chloe's midi is ridiculous too.
Yeah,
Lou, what's good, fam? What's good? Peaking at the right time. Speaking of peaking at the right time, now I'm doing you like the people who be like, I'm about to go and we standing at the door. Yeah, that's what I'm doing you right now. Like I'm about to go, but then I start another topic. Yeah. See,
caught at the Third Baptist closing.
Yeah, peaking at the right time. Pass the collection plate one more time. How do you maintain the edge now? Because you won't play for about a week and a half. Probably won't play for like a week and a half. How do you maintain the edge? What is the workout? Is it recuperation? Is it working out? Is it do it on your own? Is it sticking to the routine? What is it?
You stick to the routine, but give them some little rest time in between because it's a long time, but not too much because you're talking about young adults and also you want to keep the routine the same. It may not be as rigorous because you're in the postseason, so you're nursing some injuries, and some people are hurt, and some people are injured, right? So you're making sure they're healthy as possible. And with this generation, what I like about it, the emphasis on mental wellness, making sure everyone's okay, going into that, checking in, and then you just make sure you get your skills sessions in. Where you're putting up your shots, you're working on your footwork. People are strengthening their body, for strength and conditioning. And the reason you do this strength and conditioning this time of year to help to decrease the risk of injury.
Okay. So question: at this level, right? At this time of year, right? Let's say programs I'm thinking about top tier programs, UConn, South Carolina, USC, like those type programs, LSU, right? So Don says you have 4 days off. 4 days off, right? What does 4 days off mean? Like, does that mean no basketball? Like, you're not required, but as a player,
Oh, you
are you
go.
still gonna get in the gym? You still
Yeah,
getting your shots up. You still
right.
doing all of that stuff, right? All of that stuff is still happening. All of that stuff is still happening. All of that stuff is still happening.
You on the bands. You know you on the bands. You on the
Mm-hmm.
the Vertimax. You getting shots up. You working on your handle. You ball. You working on your handles. All that. That shouldn't go anywhere. Maybe you getting in the pool, swimming pool. Getting a little pool time. And, stuff like that. Where it's still a workout, but you kind of enjoy it. So I think it's downtime for them is not as much, organized with the coach, but all right, y'all go ahead and work on and then we go and come back together. So I think it's still an expectation of a work ethic. I know,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Okay.
it's a
You saying
championship
watch film?
mentality. Huh?
Okay, they're gonna Crunk Girl 7-Eleven is saying they're gonna watch film. I'm sure they'll watch film.
Oh yeah, they gonna watch film for sure. I mean that's a given.
Okay. But who are you scouting for? Who are you preparing for right now? Nobody? You just keeping your shot and everything. Chris staying on top of your offense. Because you don't know who you're gonna play. It's selection for the tournament tomorrow. No, selection Sunday is next Sunday. We'll be live for that. So I think we'll do something like unrivaled semifinals and selection Sunday live next week.
What I would do leading up to selection Sunday, I would scout myself when he's passed from the SEC tournament and watch myself against certain situations, offense, defense, what I can do better, what I did well, what I improved on. So with that downtime, the most recent games that I played as a player, and that would be my suggestion as a coach to him, you need to scout yourself. If you were playing against you, what would you do? Right. So if that makes sense. So that in this little downtime, I watch my last games that I played in, my most recent games, and see what I can do differently or how I can help my team better next time in those situations. Because when you scout yourself, we're not just looking at how you playing your skills, looking at how you respond to situations.
Right.
Yeah. Game situations when you watch.
Oh yeah, you said shit. Booker in the bathroom, Breezy right there holding the door. Somebody said they had to call Breezy back from the bus. Like, let that girl go home. Turn her loose, Breezy. Turn that girl loose, Breezy. Let her go. Let her go. Man, Breezy had that girl shadow. Huh? She had her shadow in her pocket. That girl had Madison's shadow in her pocket. Breezy got it in her pocket. Do you hear me? Girl put her shadow up, locked her shadow up. Okay, man. I'm telling you, these Gamecock defenders got these. Lay got Deja looking around like this. Breezy got Madison looking around this. Caitlin still check for Raven. She's still looking over her shoulder for Raven right now. Do you hear me?
1 year later, year and a half later, almost.
1 year later, still waking up in cold sweat. She don't like a Raven. She don't like a Raven bird right now. You hear me? I'm telling you.
Spoiled Brad had
a spot before the player get there. That's a problem. I'm telling you. I told y'all. Did y'all see that? Go back and watch. Breezy knew where Madison was going so well. She got there before that girl got there. Madison bumped into her like, "What you doing here, girl? I knew where you was going." Okay, I'm gonna clip it when I rewatch the game. It's a part of the game when she Breezy is right there. She like, "Oh, I didn't know you was gonna be here." Breezy was like, "I knew you was gonna be here." You gotta look at how they look at each other. Like, "Oh, this where you was going? I'm here already."
That's what you call studying.
Well, it was very personal. It was very personal for Breezy, and it should have. Don't tell nobody you can't guard me, and I'm a 2-time national champion, and you ain't did nothing against me. You ain't put up no real numbers against me. You got 20 whatever points, but on what kind of shooting? On what kind of efficiency? Like she poked the bear. She didn't know Breezy is a. I keep trying to tell y'all. Breezy is a problem. Breezy is a problem. Oh man, Breezy will be smiling at you and be cut you 97 times. You still looking at her smile. She looked just as nice, just as smiling, and then slit your throat. You don't even know it. Hey, out of there, Breezy, and cut your water off. You hear me?
Boy, Brad had a question about UConn. winning the Big East.
Our local news media said Breezy told her parents this morning she was gonna lock Booker down. Yeah. When you wake up like that, like yeah, I'm locking her down. Don't even worry about it, mom. Biggest glaring stat: assists 5 of 15, points in the paint 18 to 40. Gamecocks were moving that ball and defending in the paint. Oh yeah, defense was on the string. Oh man, I saw Dawn enjoying the defense being played. That was the best part of the game. Seeing her enjoy it. Aggressive Breezy is a problem. They better watch out. Coach Real, shut us down.
Man, yeah, Breezy took care of mentals and chickens. I'm gonna answer spoiled brat.
Yeah, for sure.
UConn winning will not affect it because their Big East is going to be guaranteed 2 bids with Creighton and things. So them winning, UConn winning will not affect someone at large bid. It's going to be somebody Duke winning disrupted some stuff, and we'll see how that plays out going into Selection Sunday. So here's the thing. With the mid-major tournaments, they're 1 and 2. Got to their number 1 seed got to win. There's no at large for them. That's what it comes down to. Period.
All right.
So it has been a pleasing joy to talk about championship week with the chat fam. We saw this is what champion mentality is about. We saw how people had great preparation and what performed with excellence in their championship games today. And that's champion mentality. Make a difference in somebody's life by having a random act of kindness. Be the change that you want to see, because you can change anything you want to be when you put your mind to it. Get in your bag, expand your bag, because you are the best. Championship week.
Y'all know what it is. Appreciate y'all pulling up. If y'all did not hit the like on the way in, hit the likes on the way out. Make sure y'all are following us on both platforms. Until next time, until us, y'all stay tuned. Talk soon.